Shooting the Shit with Rhonda and T. Tonight we are reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 3 Reunion Part 1. But before we start, tell them what to do, D. Tell them what to do, D. Okay, so Kimmy, she shows up with this long red sparkling gown with this long red wig. How do you think Kimmy looks?
Kimmy, her body looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She looked like she back to her, she was nice and tight and together. I mean, it was all right. I did like her hair.
I'm tired of her with the baby hair. I'm not going to keep saying
that. You know how I feel about the baby hair. I didn't like her hair. I mean, the dress was just all right. It was to me, it looked like a Christmas party or, New Year's Eve party.
Yeah.
Maurice looked nice.
Maurice looked all right. He looked better than Marceau. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So, Maurice, his suit, I like the nice little cut he had with his suit. It kind of looked like him and what's his name, Martell. They had the little drape thing going on, but Maurice wore it better than Martell. Martell whole thing, but the colors and
Martell is on a whole nother level.
Yeah, Marceau suit looked too big for Marceau.
His suit didn't fit, but it's because he didn't get it fitted. And I really believe Maurice buys a suit that has gotten tailored.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Most places that you buy a suit will have a seamstress that does tailoring. Mm-hmm. Even Men's Warehouse has a seamstress.
That's what it looked like.
He did not get his suit.
Like he had his tailor, and Marceau just got his off the rack.
He bought it right off the rack.
But he had a nice watch on, because it caught my eye. He had a real.
This is what they didn't have on, socks, and I don't know what the hell is wrong with them in Alabama. But I don't understand why there's no socks. You got on a whole tuxedo, Martell looking a damn fool with no socks. When you put dress shoes on with no socks, don't your feet be sticking to the bottom of the
I don't know. I hate that look. All these kids going to the prom, they're all dressed like that now.
I don't want to look at your ass.
Capris. I don't like it. Tisha.
Lord of Jesus.
I tell y'all, I said this last time.
You said it, and I thought about it. I was like, you said when it's an event, and she just does it. I feel like, did Wanda go pick that shit out for her? Because
she had the hump in the back of her head.
All I seen was that thing like Giselle's wigs be, just around her forehead.
I didn't understand because we seen
her hair has not looked that bad, not one time.
Never.
This whole season.
She could have wore her regular hair. Her hair was pretty with the braids. I mean, I know you put the braids in to sew it in, but where the hump came in from, I don't know. She always missed the mark. I didn't like the dress. The dress was very,
Vegas.
Some girl.
She needed a number to walk around the boxing ring.
Yeah. And Mel. I thought Mel looked very beautiful. Her dress was gorgeous. Her hair, though, the wig, I didn't like the wig.
I didn't like her dress. I
think the black hair give her a nice look too. She can wear any color. She can wear the red.
I like her in the dark hair.
Black.
But I don't like those wigs with the parts switched over to the side.
It was obvious a wig, and it looked very stiff.
Yeah. I didn't care for her dress though. I
thought her dress was pretty. I thought she looked pretty. You ain't like it?
I mean, she looked pretty standing next to Kimmy and Tisha and that shit they had on, but
so overall, she had the best look.
I mean, if I got to pick, yeah.
All right, now.
I thought she looked better at her album release party.
She did. Or we can give the winner to Carlos King. He looked very.
That would be my winner. Absolutely, Carlos did the damn thing.
Yep.
Whatever Martell was trying to do, Carlos
did it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's our winner. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So.
But you know what? I wish they would just have a theme. You know what I'm saying? Like with the housewives. So everything looks more uniform because they look a fool.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
What they was going for. No. Everybody on their own agenda.
That's never a good idea.
Yeah. So when it first started, Carlos went around to all the dressing rooms and the cast found out that he was the new host. They was wondering who the host was. Hello, it's Carlos. Okay. Marcel, Marcel and Tisha, they was all the one that they didn't seem too happy that he was the host. Okay.
I mean, okay, Carlos.
Tisha looked like she was gonna cry. I was like, well, dang, that's bad news, y'all. Like, he's like Andy. Why wouldn't he be the host?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Get your Andy Cohen on because I'm here for it.
Yeah. He knows all of the dirt. So, you know, he couldn't do it. They was unhappy because he knew everything.
Good. That's what it takes. He lit it in asses too. He got in their ass.
Yeah. So flashback of how it all first started. Okay, they showed everybody from the beginning and they fast forward to now. I can tell everybody been eating good because everybody thick. Everybody got that grown woman thickness on now compared to at the beginning. I said, well, sure. They sure was eating good, but everybody look good.
Everybody looks good, yeah.
Everybody look good. I think the little thickness look good on everybody. After you go back. I like the thickness on them.
I would say the best glow up is definitely Tisha though.
Oh, definitely. Tisha looked like, you know what, when I went back to show Tisha looked like a kid. She looked like a little kid.
I mean, they kind of were. They're in their 30s.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Everybody but Kimmy wasn't a kid, but Kimmy was like the sex bomb.
Because she was a little bit older than that.
Yeah, she already had her grown woman curves.
She was in her grown woman.
Yeah, she had her curves.
And then Maurice was like, to say, hey.
Yeah. So they talk about the feedback that they have been getting. Okay. And we find out that Tisha said, look, she's off of Twitter because she can't handle the feedback that she has been getting off of social media.
She should be off of everything then because it wasn't just on Twitter.
It sure wasn't. But she boycotted Twitter. Maybe that's the one she was responding on because she did a lot of responding.
So I guess, people ask you on Twitter and then you'll probably keep getting notifications.
Yeah, she did a lot of that. I think all of them, maybe not so much Marcel and Kimmy, but her and Melanie felt like they had to explain themselves all the time, approve themselves to social media. And of course, Melanie Martell.
Well, I mean, you eat it up when it's good, but it's a lot of people in that space that they live to just tear you down for no reason. And so you get caught up in that, then, you know. And I think you're not human if you don't be affected by it.
You know, it's easy to say don't look, but who's not gonna look?
You gonna look until you say, never mind, I want to.
Yeah.
I have gone into comments myself of stuff that wasn't about me. And then you'd be like, dang, I didn't know this was gonna be like an argument. You'd be looking at people going back and forth with each other. And I'm like, okay.
They asked, was there any regrets? And Mel said, you know, she didn't have no regrets to coming on the show because it actually opened up doors for her. I think she benefited the most out of everybody by coming on the show, which, I mean, it was her show.
It was her show. She was the one with the idea. That's how that works. And she was the only one with aspirations of being in entertainment. Like if I never wanted to be in entertainment, then, at the very least, Tisha and what's his name, Marcel should have benefit by promoting their business.
Their, what's the name of their champagne? Black?
Yep.
Yeah.
They probably make more money on Black than they do at the restaurant.
I bet they do. My tail though.
They tried. They tried. You're the only one that didn't benefit, but that's in his own hands. So don't feel sorry for you there.
Right. He said that he sacrificed. Now he always go here show because he didn't really want to be on it, but he helped her live out her dreams. Okay.
We're not gonna believe for 1 second, Martell, that you do not want to be on TV.
You know that because he eating it up. He eating it up. And he said that he helped bring out the Melanie Hope brand. Okay.
I feel like Martell. Anyway, I feel like Melanie Hope was already building her brand before this show came along, obviously, or there wouldn't be any interest in it. They were together like this handsome young couple, like they had it going on, and they were very young. And it's always interesting to see a young couple like being that dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, dang, they just 32, 31, and they got all of this, businesses together. We know now, though, that was Mel and her drive.
Yep. I was just gonna say that because when it first started, Melanie was pushing Hope and Hope. It was Hope and Hope, and then two of us, and we a team, and that's how it was. And you messed that up because she wasn't out there promoting Melanie Hope. Her, every time she opened her mouth, she was saying Hope and Hope.
Yeah, but I think he was also jealous too because she is the one with all the charisma. I think his biggest mistake is envying his own wife. If this dude can't even pass the test to get his license, whose school was he teaching at?
I don't know. And I really don't think that he ain't even passing. He ain't even attempting. You know what I'm saying? I think he attempted one time back when him and Melanie did it together, and he's never attempted again.
Because he want to do it the easy way, but that doesn't make sense.
He all about.
I personally wouldn't even want to be in a peer group of builders who all have their license except me. I want mine too, especially after this experience.
He's always looking for shortcuts. Y'all, excuse her, y'all. She's funny. I had to see.
Sorry, we had a brief intermission.
Yeah.
A little under the weather.
Okay. But yeah, he's just looking for shortcuts, and that's just the way he lived his life, and that's why things happen the way that they do. Here, what happened next? So he feels like, guys, that the infidelity that went on in his relationship, if they hadn't been on social media, if they could have kept, if they hadn't been on the TV show, they could have kept that private, and then they could have worked through it. So that's the real truth. That's what he really regrets, being on TV, because he felt like he could have cheated in private. They could have worked it out in private, but because everybody, we all was on there like, Melanie, he ain't nothing, leave him alone. He felt like that was the reason why she left him, which he's not 100% wrong about that.
You sound like Portia.
Give her the confidence, to leave, along with that push with that baby. But
I think at that point, it's kind of like what Giselle was saying on Potomac. At that point, she sees her potential. She sees the money-making ability that she has on her own. Mm-hmm. So I think anytime your money is right, it's always easier to make a decision. Like at the end of the day, Melanie got 4 kids with this dude. You can't just pick up and leave. And her house that she living in now is badass. So it don't look like she's doing too damn bad on her own.
So she had made enough money to get her ducks in order.
And social media, okay, if you say so.
I think, because you read the comments, you know what I'm saying?
I think she's one of those people like him, because he's the only one on social media that I see really embarrassing himself. Mm-hmm. They both do. But I think they both are these type of people that care about, what's mm-hmm. being said about them. They look for it. Mm-hmm. So, because they like being the center of attention.
So,
Kimmy, I don't think Kimmy even really cares so much, except for that side chick thing.
And that's because they bring that up on camera.
Right. I don't think she cares so much about.
That wasn't social media saying that. That was them saying that. So that's what made it an issue.
Tisha, I don't know, I don't know what was being said about Tisha on social media. I know what I've said about Tisha, and
I don't think it was so much what was said about Tisha. I think it was what was said about Marceau that had Tisha, and still has Tisha, because she proved it tonight, in her panties in a wad, because of what they're saying about her husband.
They've been saying that about your husband, girl, and you've been new, because Mom been coming up. Your mama been coming up and through that house saying everything that the streets are saying.
So he said he always told Mel, don't read the comments. Also, I always told her that, yeah, you didn't want her to read the comments because you ain't like the comments was going against you. Like, leave that fool alone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And however many men was up in her face like, I'll be with you, boo. Don't worry about him. Because she was getting that, fine as she is. So come on.
He can't take it either. He
can't take that.
He can't take it.
So he said he is the most disliked person on social media. And Tisha and Marceau, like, I think it's us. I think he's right.
No, I think it's him.
I think it's him. I don't think we dislike Tisha.
Nobody dislikes Tisha and Marceau. We just think Tisha's kind of dingy and we call her out on that. But nobody dislikes them. Nobody likes Martell, for real.
No, yeah, for real. That's the truth.
Yeah.
So Marceau, we find out before it all started, Marceau sent the email to the producers about the title change. So evidently the original title was not Love and Marriage Huntsville. The original title was something else. So he had a problem with that because he thought the show was about construction, his construction business. And he said he was good with construction because that's what he loved to do. He could do that. He ain't so good with the love and marriage part. So
listen, clearly he doesn't watch reality TV because we're not going to watch no show about construction. Doesn't sound interesting at all.
It probably was originally talked about the comeback group. And he was good with, okay, we going to show y'all we building this and that. And
I thought it was supposed to be one of those, like, what's them, those HGTV type situations. It was supposed to be, right. Well, we knew that. We knew that it was supposed to be that. But then Melanie and them over there acting the fool and changed everything.
Because it was that until that dinner that Melanie and Marceau sat
put
down.
The business out there, yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, it took his own life on.
I have to think, like, wouldn't it be nice as a woman who is being cheated on to be able to blast your husband in that way? Like, if you've got to be going through that.
The way she did it?
Yeah.
I can't imagine being on the show and just not saying it.
Right. I'm like, since we're here.
Yeah, like I wouldn't.
Before the streets try to bring it to me. Right. Yeah. Y'all want the reality? The reality is, let me tell you what happened.
Yeah. Then they took a turn. Oh, well, first they talked about the show going from sugar to shit, basically.
I never thought that. I think we were just tired of Mel and Martell arguing all the time. I never thought.
And it really wasn't until this last season. You know what I'm saying? It didn't get like that bad.
Right.
This past season, all that arguing, And we do see that, they're successful in their own right. But hell, y'all let Melanie and Marceau take over the show because y'all didn't bring nothing to the table,
To the
really.
table, yeah.
So that's what it ended up being. They got
Well, because nobody really wants to be thrown. That's well, Kimmy and Maurice got married on the show, so they weren't there at that point.
They weren't at that point.
And Marcel ain't trying to, he wants to talk about construction. Nobody even told him this is what he was supposed to be doing.
That's his story. Sticking
like,
to
you
it.
want me to
He
get
don't
on TV
want to talk
and tell
about
you my
nothing.
shit? Oh, hell no.
Yeah. He said construction and chocolate champagne. That's what I'm here for.
But just like Martell, now that he's on TV and getting this attention, you don't have to be on the show. Like, if you really don't want to do it,
he liked the attention.
You're still here.
Yeah. Because he liked the fact that we all thought he was charming when it first.
I mean, he's still charming.
Personality.
He's still like the stuff that comes out of his mouth is very entertaining.
Yeah. We got on Maurice not defending Kimmy. And when she's been called a side chick, and his answer was, it's like defending being an alien, which clearly, so it's an impossibility. It's not an impossibility that she could have been a side chick, though.
It's not like defending you being an alien. That's stupid. It's just like you went over there and checked Tiffany and Whitlow about your child that I hate calling Monster, Maurice Jr., whatever his name is. You could have just did that. The shit you said in that moment on the show, you could have been said that a long time ago.
Back then.
We were having this conversation.
Back then. Come on now. Like the explanation that he gave, the whole, when something happened in our relationship, I left and I never came back. It was a year later before I met Kimmy. If you would have said that, we would have been like, cool.
The point at which Kimmy said, I don't like that shit. That shit's not funny. He should have stepped in and said the damn thing then and defended her then.
Yep.
You done let this shit go for 3 seasons.
It's the stuff that you choose to speak, like you said. Your child, you instantly got mad and cut that off. You should have had that same energy for your wife.
Yeah.
They got into the whole thing. Martell said he heard it from Marceau. And Kimmy
did. I'm sure he did, but Marceau, that's what I'm saying. He be saying stupid shit. Now you know when Marceau said that he was just playing around.
But then Martell did have to say, yeah, it wasn't a joking mode.
But you didn't say that because you and Mel was sitting up there, and I'm glad they showed that clip, Mel, because you was entertaining that conversation too. Talking about, but they say she a side chick.
Yep, Kimmy said that wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny.
Y'all was in the doctor's office and y'all was talking about her being touchy-feely. And you meeting with her alone and all of that. Y'all definitely did that.
Y'all did it, yeah.
And that's the problem. It's the fact that they all put it out there. It wasn't just them playing about it. Mel and them did that. Tisha and them allude to it.
And to be honest, like Marceau did it. He might have said it. It wasn't in front of no camera, so he wasn't the one that put it out there. Tisha, you and your friend Kyle was over there halfway having sideways conversation about it.
Y'all did. The part that we seen, that's what it was. So she said they asked Tisha if she heard that she was a side chick, and she said, well, Kyle brought it up. Kyle is the one who said it, and she said, well, that don't sound like something she would do. And she said, but I don't know the timeline. So what she did at that moment, first on Kyle, then she said that it don't sound like something she would do. So you're saying I don't believe it, but I don't know the timeline. So you just did a back and forth with it. Like you really admitting and you not really not admitting. You and Kyle sat back and talk about it. It was what it was. So we get through that whole thing. Okay. He signed the documents. They had a 6-month waiting period. I guess when you get divorced, you get a waiting period 6 months. And that's the moment that Kaiwa felt like he interfered with thing, whatever. Y'all wasn't gonna get back together. You're married to
But
somebody.
even then, he said, "What? That 6 month waiting period? She thought they were going to get back."
I guess that's the period. Kimmy's saying that Kaiwa was.
Well, all this time, Kaiwa been sitting up on the high and mighty. Find out she cheated though.
That's what it said, baby. So what it say? Something about the toothbrush.
The toothbrush.
Couldn't take another person using your toothbrush. So that's what I said. So she cheated. She said, because he said she did something unforgivable. She cheated. Unforgivable. You know what, Maurice? If that's the case, if that's the unforgivable thing that she did, I want you to quit telling Mel to get back with Martell.
Well, did he ever cheat on her?
He ain't saying that. He says she did the unforgivable. But all season, you, Kimmy, and everybody else been talking about, y'all could get back. You know, do you see yourself? Stop doing that, because it was unforgivable for Kaiwa. Because say y'all, so because
Mel wasn't the one that cheated. It's because Martell is the one that cheated. So we're always supposed to forgive when they do.
Right.
It doesn't work the other way around.
They kill me. Y'all can't take it when it's the other way around. Yeah. When a woman cheat, a man be like, "Oh my God, like it's the most sinful thing. I can't imagine somebody else being with my wife." But
and then Martell didn't just use another toothbrush. She came home with the little go with the baby toothbrush.
She came home with floss.
Mouthwash.
You know what I'm saying? Come on now. You gotta stop that. So he said they never mess around. He filed all of that. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone. Even though I do say one thing, I still don't believe, you met Kimmy. You had just met Kimmy after all of that.
She didn't even know his name. I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. And your friend was
you shouldn't have brought her on the show. You shouldn't have brought your girl on the show. Y'all messed that up. Stop. Y'all messed that up. That was your friend, and he was living with her. And
how many times have we sat here and talked about people that grew up in your neighborhood that, come on.
My friends that, like, you met a friend of mine, and then when you seen, he was like, "Oh, that's the one. That's the one." Oh, right. So can you imagine if it was somebody living in my house?
Come on, we're
not
even just that. I could probably go to your work and be like, "Oh, that's what you call it."
Absolutely. Come on, y'all. Don't play us like that. How are you guys? Okay. Flashback, y'all. We flashing back. This is what I'm talking about. This whole thing is about Martell and Mel. Because y'all little session, that was it. That's all y'all gave us. That's all y'all gave us. We didn't got on Tisha now, but that's all y'all gave us. We ain't got to see Kimmy and Maurice no more. I mean, unless they're gonna bring,
when Tiffany and them come, and Destiny.
Yeah.
Their story is intertwined with other folks.
Yeah, because that's it. Flashback, Martell, Melanie fighting since season 1. Mel basically said all of that was BS except seeing her baby being born. She said the rest of it was a lot of Martell contradicting itself. And she said, for example, him saying he ain't a cheater. He said he ain't a cheater at heart. And then he reassured us that the next person that he's with, he won't cheat on.
What next person? Don't he got the next person already?
I don't know if he's with her. He didn't already cheat because I didn't see the picture with another chick in his bed that wasn't the side chick. So he's been with several women. Okay, Martell. So Carlos say, look here, on the last reunion, you guys were together as a united front. Okay. What happened? Well, the pandemic hit. Pandemic hit. Everything was good. They was at home making cookies and s'mores and shit with the kids. And all of a sudden, this dude started leaving the house. They said, where you going, Martell? Martell said to the gym. He said, they said the gym was closed. He was like, not my gym.
Man, matter of fact,
workout.
The gyms was one of the last things they let back open. And we've been open. And Florida took a long time to let them gyms open up.
Look here.
Not his gym.
He was getting a workout on, clearly. So Carlos broke it down like this. The whole world was scared. Hundreds of thousands of people was dying. But in the midst of all of that, you whipped your penis out in the middle of a pandemic, okay? To fulfill the need that was greater than your wife and kids. That's what you did.
Yeah, and that right there is why they didn't want Carlos to be the host.
That's why. That's why. Because he broke that down. Okay. He like, well, if you say it like that.
That's what the fuck it was.
Then he tried to say, so you went out there to sleep with the woman. He was like, I didn't sleep with her. She got pregnant during the pandemic. What are you talking about? So he like, the math is not mathing. So, okay, so when is your son's birthday? Oh.
Okay, that's where I get, so he didn't want to talk about that. How quick was the son born after their baby? Weren't they like neck and neck, close together?
They were close. I thought the son was born in sometime between December, January.
But so was the other baby, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, that's what you was doing. He was over there. And this is the thing, like all that Carlos said, all that, how she's a restaurant and not the coleslaw, and he loves her so much. Once she got pregnant, he had no choice but to be taking his ass over there. Now he's stuck going back and forth because he got a pregnant girlfriend over here whose spot, he do not want her to blow up the spot. And you know, she's the type that will be like, okay, then I'll tell the bitch I'm pregnant. And this ain't the first time. She done already said she done got rid of other, you know.
She said that. She said that. So Melanie says that ain't even what I guess sent her over. Said that Martell started talking crazy to her and was telling her that she was going to learn to accept him cheating. Okay. And she need to go talk to the older women. Now we know she ain't lying because she done said this on several. He didn't say it. He said it. So then she realized this fool ain't trying to do better. Cause she said, you need to go talk to the older man. He said, I did. He said they told him, don't mess with somebody who ain't got nothing to lose and make her sign a contract. So in other words, he was figuring out how to be deceptive better than he did in the past. He ain't trying to learn how to be a better.
Well, I'm assuming Coleslaw ain't have nothing to lose. She seems like that type of chick that I have, you know, nothing to lose. But I mean, that and the fact that he is like dipping out in the middle of a pandemic. You know what he doing. Ain't shit open. So, you know, and she just had a brand new baby, so she can't go nowhere. What's she gonna do?
Right. She couldn't leave. Can't leave.
You can't leave. And when you have a brand new baby, you extra careful. You're not gonna have
nobody.
Go
see your parents. Not that time.
But he going over there to, you know.
Then they got into the whole conversation about.
Hold on.
So at this point, they start bringing up Martell had accused Mel was cheating with Marcel. And how all of this came along, and he like serious, like you apologize, Marcel. Like I ain't apologize for nothing, homeboy. Like that ain't how it really happened. So what went down? We gonna roll all the way back. This was back when initially the side chick bought the house. Okay, then Mel and Marcel got into it, and Mel's mom called Marceau, which Mel's mom in another interview on the channel said the same thing. She called Marceau. Okay, so Marceau said, first he called Martell. Martell went answering the phone, which sounds like Martell because you didn't got caught. So now you
mad, yeah.
Yeah. So then he called Mel. So he was trying to call Mel down, and he
and like, you know, she was at Mariah Carey high pitch. Yeah.
So he like, where you at? She was down the street at Chick-fil-A. And so he said he went down there to meet up with her, said, let's meet up, have drinks, calm you down. Okay. Tisha done but talking about. See, this is the part, Tisha. This is the part we talk about you. She talked about, who said something about drinks? He called her to calm her down. Okay. She looked over at Marceau, give him a look like, I can't believe you called Mel to have drinks. Are you listening to the story?
And not only that, like, I feel like the drinks part came up after the fact. Like, I think, like, during the course of the conversation, he might have been like, we gonna sit down, have a drink, you know, just calm you down. And then they just ended up not doing it. I don't think he called her up and was like, hey, let's go have a drink.
No, because he called her and she was going the hell off. And he probably, when he got there, she was still amped up. And he like.
And I mean, you sitting in a Chick-fil-A parking lot. Have a drink could be friggin' Applebee's, just somewhere, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And but Martell is trying to make it seem like, oh, you trying to get my wife who just caught me cheating all liquored up so you can have her. Stop, Martell. That's the stuff that you do. See, when you a cheater, that's where your mind goes to.
That's where you go to,
yeah. Tisha, dummy. Okay.
I mean, that's Tisha's problem with Mel too, though.
It is.
At the end of the day.
Okay, if he crushed you, he probably do got a crush, but Mel already said Marceau have never said anything out the way, did anything, touched her anyway out the way. So that's not the thing.
Not only that, he probably like, in reality, like, let's just like take all of the like smoke and mirrors out the way. Does he have a crush? Maybe. Is he willing to take Mel and her high-pitched custom, you know, carrying on 4 kids? Like, ain't nobody trying to do all that. It's just, I think, aberration. Calm the fuck down.
And she wouldn't get with him either. And no, it would never happen.
Shit, as far as I'm concerned, going that way is like jumping out of the fire pit and straight into the fire.
You thinking they fuss and they really be fun. He had to put his hands on me. I don't want to say that, but they will be battling for show.
Mel seems like to put her hands on you type, though. She seems like...
Well, we seen that. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not trying to judge nobody because Lord knows I'm no angel. Just saying.
But I'm saying, yeah. That's TNT right there. TNT. That ain't Tisha. That's somebody y'all gonna have to go with.
No, she gonna fight back. She's not. Yeah.
So then they get in this whole conversation. She left me because I complained about not receiving fellatio. Okay. But she was doing it with other people. He said with other people. He made it seem like it was multiple people that she was out there doing it with. That didn't even make sense. She left me because
why is he having
about not
like
receiving fellatio?
a detailed conversation about how all the shit played out. I can hear that argument too.
Oh my goodness. So the story goes. All right. 2017, y'all. We back in 2017. We keep bouncing back.
My God. We about to be in shit. 3017 when I finish this damn ridiculous.
Jesus. So when Mel, I guess initially found out after all of that with the girl, she left. She went and got her apartment. Okay. She had no intentions on getting back with Martell. She met someone. He performed fellatio on her, but she couldn't remember if she did it to him. Whatever. Mel,
Stop.
Mel, you lying.
This is the thing. She didn't move. She didn't go over her mother's house. She had a whole apartment.
Yeah. Yeah.
That means we are not together.
Mm-hmm. That's, I would think, is legal separation. We no longer live together, sir, judge. I left. Yeah. And look, if I'm separated, whatever I do, regardless it was fellatio or not, it ain't none of your dang.
What was you doing over there with coleslaw? Ain't she pregnant? Don't you have other things? No, this was in 2017. Still, you were over there. You were still over there. She still right, because we know it happened more than once. So, right. Yeah, just because you were still around here busting up people's club. And then you want me to come home, nigga.
Please. And here's something. I'm all for get back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You cheat me, I cheat you. It is what it is. It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If you could do it, I can do it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like she did say that shit. Whether she did it or not, she said it. She was over there
to get under his skin.
Yeah, I sucked the nigga's dick and he ate me out too. That's how that whole conversation.
That's what she said.
That's why she was like, well, if he has a recording, yeah, you said it.
He recorded because he
did it. And if you did it, that's okay too. Because you weren't even, it is what it is. You was in your right. You had it right too. I just want to know how the details of what went down ended up in his.
Because they were arguing like they do.
Right.
And then she said it.
Because she said it.
Yep. So Carlos asked her, so did you come back honestly, man, because you didn't want the other woman to win? She like, oh no, I ain't in no competition. I mean, she probably was like, I'm not finna let somebody else have my husband. At the end of the day, that was her husband. They still had,
and I don't see anything wrong with that. Like,
right?
Let her win. Win what? Like, they had 14 years invested in their marriage. Like, but that's more like it. Like, I'm not getting ready to just hand my husband over to this woman.
That's exactly
especially if he's there saying, and she didn't already told him that she hooked up with somebody else, and he still wanted.
And he's sitting up there faking the funk, like he said. He even said, "I went to the church and lay down at the altar and all of that," and she believed it. Or at least she wanted to believe it. You know what I'm saying? So
why wouldn't she? Yeah.
But then like I said, at the end of the day, when the baby came, that was the end of it.
She wasn't going back after that.
Yeah. So
the whole thing with the bitch feeling comfortable enough to say, I ain't call you, I call Martell.
That was so
when did we get this kind of comfortable? Why does she feel okay saying that? You know what it is.
These chicks.
Ain't nothing in the world would make me come at somebody's wife like, bitch, I didn't call you.
They don't care. These chicks out here now, they wilding.
And they got kids over there. You talking about somebody with a whole family.
Boy, I tell you, the old people Martell wouldn't have took that. Them old side pieces back in the day wouldn't have caught the wives.
Hell no.
They part.
No, that'd be
you want to talk about what the old folks is going through.
Mm-mm.
Come on.
The old folks be having a whole family right across the street. Didn't what's his name? T.O. grew up with his brothers and sisters right across the street, but nobody
didn't even know it. Nothing.
That's horrible.
So Carlos at the end said he don't believe that Martell is addicted to sex. He left home during the pandemic. He said she ain't coleslaw. I think she the whole damn restaurant. Okay. He said that Martell called this girl a peasant because he was trying to diminish her because he didn't want to accept the fact that he loved her. So the question was asked, if you had met her before Melanie, would you and this woman be married? When he said that, I just felt the pain that Melanie had.
That was so cruel. That was
so mean. Wasn't that a mean question from Melanie? He could have marked. He could have.
Well, first of all, let's backtrack a little bit. First of all, when him and Melanie got married, they were in college. Like, didn't they get married right after college or something?
Yeah, they were kids.
Well, they were like, don't act like they have been building their life together for a long time. Don't diminish it and be like, if you met her first, would you marry her? I mean,
that was so mean.
That was just cruel. Also, I don't know. I don't think he loves her. Not like how. So, okay, like we talked a little bit about him being jealous of Mel. And Mel being the dynamic one. Niggas always go down the ladder.
Yeah.
When they cheating. Because now he's with somebody that makes him feel
up to
superior. And so I think that's what he's addicted to, not necessarily her, because if that was the case, what's stopping him from being with her now?
He's not with her. He's not with her. If he was so in love with her, he would be with her right now. And he's not.
Sat up there looking like a straight fool because Mel held out her hand to shake his hand at their video release.
And you spent this whole season trying to get her back, basically. In so many words, trying to get her back.
Every time, like Holiday, he popping up pictures on his Instagram with her. Why do we keep reminiscing? Y'all are all the way divorced.
All the way. And not one time have he showed him and his love child. We have never seen this love child.
Yeah, no, Carlos, I thought that was cruel. I don't agree with that, because if that was the case, hell, he would have been with her.
That was sad. I was like,
I feel like even now, when he has to pull up at Mel's beautiful home, where's his house at? Where he live? Because we didn't see his house. He didn't film that one time where he lived.
So because they sold their house that they lived in together, right?
Okay, and then she bought a new home.
And we don't know.
And what is he doing?
I don't know. Remember at one point,
a taco party at Mel's house, and she filmed at her house.
Well, at one point during social media, she said she had to pay for his license to be on. He couldn't stay with old girl ain't in Huntsville. She's still in Ohio.
Where she live?
In Ohio. Ain't that where she was from?
Oh, I don't know. He went all the way to Ohio.
She had some friends down in Huntsville, so I guess she was hanging in Huntsville, and that's how they put the. I don't know. But he don't live with her. He probably be over there with the mama, maybe because every time we see him with the kids, he over to the mama house.
Oh,
maybe
that's what I'm saying. So he should focus on that. So I don't think it has anything to do with he loves her so much. If he was that much in love with her, he's a free man. He's divorced. He's not separated. He is all the way divorced. He could be. And
now he's talking about.
And they have a kid together. He has every reason to be there. This dude talk about the next woman he get with, he ain't gonna cheat on. I thought you was with her.
He ain't with her. He ain't talking about that woman. He's talking about the next one.
Okay. Okay then. So then that doesn't make sense. He can't be that much in love.
Well, let's see how he answered this when it comes. That's how that left. And then next week on part 2, because it's 3 parts, we get to see Destiny. And maybe y'all will be able to find out
what's the real tea.
What's the tea? What's the tea, Destiny? You want to know the tea? And then
well, Carlos ain't been holding back with his questions, so I don't see him giving Destiny a break. Now, Destiny, do you want this job next season or not? Because if you do, then I suggest you say something.
Is you gonna tell Carlos not to tea?
Right.
Come on,
well,
we're gonna get the tea next week, I believe.
I'm pretty sure Stormy had that baby. And she'll be ready for filming. We've been in her house several times already, so there's no point in her getting funny now.
No. So on that note, y'all, we will see you on Reunion Part 2 on the next episode. Go ahead, smash that thumbs up button, like this channel, jump down in the comments, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye, y'all.